I'm gonna try something new. Guys, welcome to the Watch Collecting Strategy channel. This is how I pay for my cat's food. So if you hate animals, if you hate cats, then don't subscribe. But guys, welcome to the Watch Collecting Strategy channel. Today we're gonna be talking about Grand Seiko, and we're gonna be talking about my personal favorite Grand Seikos of this year. There's a lot of really cool releases. However, these are watches that I personally handled. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of Grand Seikos I handled that I didn't review, but these were my favorite of 2019. These are what I would personally recommend. But before we continue on with this video, I kind of want you guys to pause the video, write in the comment section below what your top 5 or maybe top 3 Grand Seikos were of 2019, and then we can have a discussion in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you guys. But guys, before I get started, let me first talk about today's sponsor, LensRentals.com. Now, LensRentals.com is a rental service where you could rent cameras, lenses, gimbals, and they have a lot of really cool stuff that you could rent as well when it comes to photography and videography. Now, the reason why they're my favorite sponsor so far is because a lot of people who've been getting into watch collecting have also been getting into photography. Now, the problem with photography, like watch collecting, is it's very expensive. Now, the good thing about LensRentals.com is you get to rent whatever equipment you want to try out, and if you like it, then you can go purchase it. Now, LensRentals.com also has a purchase program. Let's say you rent this lens and you like it, you could actually purchase it from them. That's why I really like LensRentals.com, because I was considering this lens, for example, but after I rented it, I realized it was way too big. It's really good for portrait photography, but not for everything that I do. I do mostly videography, and it's just way too big, and I wouldn't have known that unless I rented it. I have an affiliate link. Full disclosure, I have a kickback if you use that affiliate link, but I also got you guys a discount code WCS15. It will save you 15% off of your first order. The first watch I'm going with is the SBGA 415, which is, by the way, my wrist check. One of my favorite Grand Seikos. Obviously, I'm biased. Obviously, this is the one I added to my collection, so it has to be my #1 favorite. But there's just something so beautiful about that dial. It's inspired by winter. It's titanium. It has that spring drive movement. The logo's in gold, and then it's contrasting with the hands that's blue. Such a beautiful watch. The reason I'm not going to talk so much about it is I'm having a review for this probably by next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. The next one is the SBGM 235. The SBGM 235 has one of the most beautiful and craziest dials I've ever seen. Now, it might be a bit too busy for someone, but it has this mosaic pattern. I don't know how they made this dial, but if you look at it from a macro detail, I have some shots up here for you. You'll see how crazy this dial is. There's just something so insane about this dial, but it's not only the dial that's really good. The watch also has a 72-hour power reserve automatic movement. This is their 7S66 movement, and it has such an incredible movement. 72 hours and a +2 to -5 per day, and it's just such a great watch. If you guys want something that's unique, something kind of out there, but with it being a little bit humble in the same time, because it's a 39mm watch, a little bit under the radar, it's such a great watch to buy in my opinion. The next one is the SBGA 407. It's one of my favorite snowflakes out there. They actually call this the Skyflake because of that baby blue dial, and it's just such a beautiful watch. I actually recommend this over the Snowflake because of the case shape. Now, there's nothing wrong with the case shape of the Snowflake. However, I feel like there's something a little bit disproportionate about that watch. I did not review it here. I had the chance to, but after checking it out, I feel like Grand Seiko could make it a little bit better. Maybe put it down at 39mm, make it a little bit thinner. But nonetheless, the 407 was one of my favorite snowflakes out there. Just that baby blue dial was really unique, and it has that spring drive movement, so you still have all of the things you could get from a snowflake, but with kind of a more unique dial. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about is the SBGW231. Now, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I might make a lot of people mad. Don't buy a Patek Calatrava, buy the SBGW231. This is the perfect dress watch. This is the best dress watch I've ever owned, I've ever reviewed, and I've ever seen. The dial is a very beautiful, simple cream dial, but mixed with the Zuratsu polishing on the markers and the case, it still has a little bit of flair. It still has a little bit of presence because of that Zuratsu polishing, but it's still very simple. Honestly, this watch, in my opinion, is as close to perfection as you can get. Usually I have something to complain about with every single watch, but I can't find anything to complain about this watch. Maybe if they put the power reserve in the back, we could know how long we have, but still, with 3-day power reserve, I don't really need a power reserve. This watch is honestly as close to perfection as I could recommend. This watch is one of the best dress watches you can pick up for under $5,000. It's just such an amazing watch, and I rival this against the Patek Calatrava. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this review. Please don't forget to add in the comment section below what you think about Grand Seiko. What is your favorite Grand Seikos out there? And if you guys want to help support feeding my cat, make sure you subscribe.